Hi, this is John with Transoms Direct. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're in a customer's home where we're going to help them enclose this dining room into a home office. Now, this is a request that we get a lot at Transoms Direct. People wanting to enclose a room that's not being used in their house to become an office. And a lot of times they want the most amount of light that they can get into that room. And they also would like to have a situation where it's kind of the least amount of work. And that's why we've decided to do this particular installation with a pair of double doors and a set of side lights on the side with transoms above. What that's going to allow us to do is measure this opening carefully, and we're going to have a whole set of units that are going to be put together and then put into the opening that are going to take almost the entire opening up from side to side and top to bottom. This should look really terrific. Let's get started. In this installation, the first task was to remove any intrusions into the opening, such as the baseboard. The baseboard was removed and the miters were cut flush to the opening's edge. Here you can see the contractor bringing in the door and side lights and laying them out on the floor below the opening. This is just an ordinary double hung French door. We custom built the side lights to fit the remaining width of the opening. To make lifting the assembled unit a bit easier, the doors were temporarily removed by pulling the pins from the hinges. The door jamb was then aligned with the side lights, and the side lights were attached with nails or screws if you prefer. With everything connected, the entire assembly was lifted into the opening. You can see the contractor here making sure that the unit is square, plumb, and level. And after some minor adjustments, the first set of shims were added and the door was lightly tacked in place with nails. Next, the doors were reinstalled and the final adjustments began. The door slabs were properly aligned in the jamb, and the fit and alignment of the door unit to the side lights and the wall was adjusted. After everything was just right, they added a few more nails and tested the doors for proper operation. For this installation, we planned for the top portion of the opening to be filled with a center transom and two flankers. In the background here, you can see the team nailing together this top section, a process known as mulling. The entire mulled unit was then raised into the opening. Notice there's no intervening framing members between the door section and the upper transoms. The header hidden beneath the drywall at the top of the opening is strong enough to carry all the weight. The box structure of the side lights and transoms are more than enough to keep this combination unit stiff and secure. Once in place, the upper transom unit was aligned flush with the door unit and then nailed in place. For extra stiffness, you can shim and nail the upper transoms to the header at the top of the opening. At this point, we were ready to cut off the shims and prepare the unit for trim out. With the unit fully installed, we planned for a 3/16 inch reveal on the door jamb for the casing. This allowed us to see where the casing would intersect with the baseboards, which we then cut cleanly to fit. We also made adjustments to the batten rail and the battens to accommodate the casing. Casing, of course, covers this gap between the jamb of our door unit and the drywalled corner that we're burying in the wall. Carefully align the casing around the outside perimeter of the door unit and secure both the jamb and drywall sides of the casing with nails. With the casing complete, the final step was to cover the seams between the jambs with mullion. We recommend you cover the main horizontal seam first with a continuous piece, then use a few miter cuts to ensure that all the vertical pieces fit perfectly. Check out our Pro Tips video to learn more about each of these installation steps and a video on how doors, side lights, and transoms can be custom fit to your project and delivered to you in just a week or two. Okay, this installation is ready for paint and caulk. Let's fast forward and see how the project turned out. Hi, so we're back here 24 hours later, and look at the beautiful new home office entryway we have here with a double hung French door in the middle. That was a 5'0" or 5'0" double hung French door with two side lights, one on each side, and a set of transoms across the top. The virtue of doing this type of design is that we can take a given opening with a certain width and a certain height and we can help you right size the sidelights and the transoms so that the amount of repair that you have to do after you do the installation in terms of your opening is minimal. As you saw in the video that preceded, the amount of repair here was almost zero. We just put casing around the opening, we caulked and painted the new door system, and we were ready to go. Thanks again to our partner here, Millwork Design Solutions, who did the work. Thanks for watching.